One of the biggest differences between confident speakers and, I guess, let's say newer speakers or inexperienced speakers has nothing to do with vocal tone or posture or even content. It happens before they actually walk on stage. When we're inexperienced, and I absolutely include early career me in this, our internal dialogue is almost entirely self-focused. What am I wearing? Are they going to like me? What if I forget my next line? Are my slides strong enough? Do I look nervous? Can they tell I look nervous? Why am I like this? Why am I asking these questions? Oh my gosh. We go on and on and on in our fear and judgment. It's like a full internal drama series. And here's the thing, that self-focus is totally normal. I mean, our brain is wired historically to scan for threats, and standing up in front of people absolutely does register as a form of a social threat. But our nervous system doesn't know that you're delivering a keynote or you're delivering a presentation at work. It thinks you're about to be evaluated by the tribe. So a major shift for me, and a big change from the early days of stand-up, and a lesson that I now teach in all of my public speaking workshops, was learning how to redirect that spotlight. And instead of obsessing over how I would be perceived, I instead learned to become deeply, deeply curious about the audience. Who's in this room? What challenges do they face? What pressures are they under? What do they need? What problems are they trying to solve? What belief might be holding them back? What experience do I want them to have? And what messages and lessons do I want them to walk away with? And that shift from how am I going to perform and deliver to how can I actually create the best experience possible in this moment right now changes absolutely everything. Because when your attention is locked on yourself, everything constricts. Your body tightens, your breath gets shorter, and everything in your vision just narrows, and you become hyper aware of tiny sensations, which only makes our nerves louder and the voice of fear way louder. Instead, when your attention is focused outwards on your audience, your body opens, your focus widens, and in many cases your purpose gets much bigger than your fear. And when our fears go up against our purpose that drives us is always much stronger than the fears that we feel. And in my early days of stand-up, my insecurities were so loud. It was like my inner critic had this crazy megaphone. Right before I was walking on stage, I would hear, "You're not good enough. This isn't going to work. They're not going to think you funny. Who do you think you are? Why are you doing this?" I mean, it just went on and on. But the nights that I always performed my best and connected the best with the audience were the nights that I stopped trying to prove myself, the nights that I didn't actually need anything from the audience, and instead I was just thinking, how do I actually give them an amazing night? How can we laugh as much as possible, and how can we have as much fun as possible? Because in those moments, suddenly it wasn't about me being validated, it was about creating joy, creating laughter, creating fun, and creating connection. And confident speakers understand that the stage is not a place to seek approval, it is a place to create impact and to create an experience that is unforgettable, to give to others, to enrich their lives, to inspire them, to motivate them, to share an idea or a lesson that's going to help improve their life or change their life or do something different in a meaningful way. Now I focus entirely on creating the best experience possible, whereas younger me focused entirely on being under the spotlight and what that meant, and being trapped in those fears. And the amazing side effect of shifting this lens onto the audience or your colleagues or the people who are in your team meeting or your boardroom meeting, it reduces our anxiety, because when we stop interrogating ourselves and judging ourselves and shift the focus away from all of the things we believe we're doing wrong, we relax. Our nervous system relaxes. And we start to feel more empowered, we start to feel more confident, and we start to become, most importantly, so much more present in the experience and the moment. And confidence in this sense is not about eliminating fear, it's about expanding our focus beyond the fear. Because the truth is, speaking is never ever about you. Sorry to burst your bubble if you have thought it was. It's about the message you share and the experience you're creating. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next episode.